Okay, Chibits, this review goes along with the video I did yesterday, Death Parade. The Death Parade teaser trailer I discussed yesterday and I was talking about. Well, a bunch of you Chibits told me that there was an OVA series that actually came before that trailer that was called Death Billiards. Now, it came on anime Mirai, I think that's what it was called, and supposedly it was like a one-episode short just to show you what the overall concept of the series was, and I decided to give it a watch just recently. I just gave it a watch less than 30 minutes ago, and now I'm just going to give you my first impressions of Death Billiards. The, I guess, prequel or the original concept of the upcoming series Death Parade. Now, I'm going to say this right now. I recommend all of you, if you were interested yesterday in that Death Parade trailer I talked about and all that, and you're really interested in that series, I recommend you go watch Death Billiards. It is the prequel, or the unofficial title for the new Death Parade. But anyways, let's dive into this because I really want to talk about this series. After watching this first episode short, I want to say it right now. This, by far, is one of the most thought-provoking series I've seen in quite a while. Like, it's really thought-provoking. The concept of Death Billiards is a really interesting story. The main overall concept is this rift, this dimension, or this bar. It's in, I'm guessing, a dimension between heaven and hell itself. Now, I think all of us have heard some forms in our life, some stories about how you could take an elevator and it could either lead you straight to hell or it could lead you straight to heaven. I think some of us, or probably majority of all of us, have heard some form of story along the lines of this, or we heard something like that. Well, this bar is kind of like that. It's like in between heaven and hell, like another dimension. It's literally in the afterlife. That's where it's at. And the thing is when two people die, let's say if I was to die this second, you were to die that second at the exact same time as me, we would both go to this dimension, or this bar. And when two people die at the same time, they go to the bar, they're pitted against each other, and depending on their actions, they will either take the elevator to hell or the elevator to heaven, depending on their actions. Now, in majority of the concept, the groundwork of this OVA episode is very mysterious. It makes you wonder and question who is really going to hell and who is really going to heaven. When you get that overall concept at the end of the episode, you still, at the end of the day, you don't know technically who went to heaven or who went to hell, because the main character, I guess, which I don't know his name, the main character with the bartender or whatever, he says he can't let you know wherever they went. But I can make assumptions of where I think, they went. I can definitely make assumptions, and I have some good assumptions on that. The thing is that the two people that die at the exact same time, they're pitted against each other. And they have this roulette. They have to play this roulette game right at the beginning. Guy presses button, they play roulette, and it looks like there's a little board on the thing that looks like a clown thing or something. And as it goes through, it selects a portrait, flips it over, and I'm guessing that's the type of game you would have to play. The game that's selected with this roulette game was pool. So clearly there's probably other games besides pool. And it's really interesting how the concept of starting the game really works. And I like the themes of this. It's very psychological. Oh, now I understand the psychological tag to the series Death Parade. Because you have it to where these two characters, okay, at first they did not realize they died. And then they slowly start to realize that they did die, and then all these different thoughts of their emotions when they were still alive come into play, and then they have to compete and put their life on the line, unaware that their actions can possibly make them go to heaven or hell. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. For instance, if you have two nasty people pitted up against each other, or two people pitted up against each other, you have the bartender and his, waiter girl or whatever, pretty much they're labeling you. They're labeling you which person goes to which. I don't know exactly how the concept works. If you have both very bad and rotten people, for instance, if there's two evil doers or two evil people that's murdered their entire life, I don't know exactly how this concept would work if one has to go to heaven and one has to go to hell. I don't know how that'll work. I don't even know if, there's two good people and they both had to go to heaven. So, the concept is really not gone into. It's not really gone into depth, but I'm willing to bet that Death Parade will do that. But the thing is, just the overall concept and the mystery of it, of how this game judges you if you're going to heaven and hell, is a really, really cool concept. And actually, I don't think I have actually seen something like this. I mean, when you have like a game of pool connected to your vital organs, and when you have your heart and liver pumping and stuff, it like shows the condition of your organs, and like it gives that psychological trauma, like, if you lose this game, you're gonna fucking die. That's the impression you get when you saw this episode. When I first saw this episode, I thought if one of these guys lost the pool game, they were just gonna instantly die or get turned into that mannequin or whatever, those freaking dolls in the back room. I thought that was gonna happen. But then it turned into something completely different with the heaven and hell concept, and I was just like, damn. So, yeah, it's a really, really interesting OVA series, or a very interesting series. I guess you can call Death Billiards a one-shot. You know how we get manga one-shots? You know how they kind of, introduce a series concept, and depending on how they do, it will get a manga adaptation. Well, I think this is kind of what anime Mirai did with this, with Death Billiards. It's kind of like a one-shot anime, and depending on how well it did, it would get an actual anime series. And thank God it did do well, because the concept is amazing. I love the concept, and it can definitely go places. The potential is high with this series. It really, really is. I'm willing to say right now, it has the possibility of being one of the best series of next season. It does. If it does officially air next season, which it already is announced, but if it really does air next season, it does have the potential to be the best series of next season. Definitely the potential, because of the concept, the themes, the psychological, the art style too. Oh my god, I love the shading and color palette in this OVA. The music too, I love that classical music. When you hear the bartender type music, that is just, oh, dude. Yeah, I'm definitely reviewing this series. When it comes out, I'm fucking reviewing this. This series is hype. I am not joking with you. It is a really damn good series. I really wish there was a manga. I would actually read the manga right now, if there was a manga. Sucks that it's an anime original, but I mean, hey. If Madhouse can do the story right, and they write it properly, this is going to be good. It definitely will be good. It has a lot of potential. So, yeah, I guess I want to end this here. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.